So something really cool happened yesterday, and that is the mini split. The mini split is fully installed. It works pretty well. I think it looks nice, and it is extremely quiet. Even in the turbo setting, it is very, very quiet. Now I did have to move this outlet down because I had it way too high. That's for the TV. So the TV is gonna be a little bit lower than I wanted to, but that's okay. It will still work. The outside part of the mini split, it's not too bad. We'll definitely try to cover it up with some plants or something, but that's the other side. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. It just needs to be a little more level. Now, this is still a total disaster. It's been raining for another 2 days. Yesterday with Chelsea, we finished laying our water pipe coming in, and then we started trying to put all the mud back in place, but still very messy. We'll need to wait until it dries to finish that job. Now, a new project I'm working on is installing these windows in the doors. So we want to have some extra lighting and the ability to have the windows open with some screens. So basically that square on the top on both of these doors, it's going to be a nice aluminum frame window with the ability to open and the ability to have a screen to keep the bugs out. So we think that's going to help with the lighting. It's going to help for sure with the view, and maybe some ventilation when the weather's nicer and you can have the windows open. That'll be nice at night to have that open, or during the day as well. I'm really happy with how this windows turned out. I paid $70 per window. Now, these are supposed to be installed the other way. It's like a guillotine style. These are meant for mobile homes, but for me, it worked a lot better vertically because of the size. Now, from this side, it's not centered in the opening. It's only centered bottom to top, but not side to side. You can see a bigger gap here than here. I'm not too concerned about that. From this side, it fits perfectly all around. I basically have not even a 1/16 of an inch. That white stuff is just the silicone coming out. It's clear, so once it dries, it's not going to be visible really, but that makes a nice tight seal. I made sure to put that beforehand. You can see it coming out, but again, you won't see it afterwards. But that is such a cool fit. Now, I hope that that square is exactly the same size, because I don't want to have to be trimming the trim, like cutting the trim or anything like that. That made it super simple. It really took me about 15 minutes maybe to cut the opening and install this window. And an important part too is these edges are very, very sharp. But because I have a 2x4 right here, you're not really going to be touching right there. You're not going to be walking by and getting your arm or anything caught on that. So I'm happy about that's not sticking out. So here is the finished product with the windows. I think it looks pretty nice. It definitely gives it a total different look in here. You can actually see, instead of just having this gives you light, but this gives you the view. So this one was a bit harder. I had to cut the 2x4. It still looks fairly centered from the inside. It's perfectly centered from the outside, which again, that's just luck. Like a 1/16 or not even, all around. So I'm happy with that. Now my next project with the cutouts, I'm going to use that as backing, and the idea is to make some sort of pattern, something like that, with a bunch of this wood. We may paint it the same color. At least some of the pieces may get painted the same color as the front door to help tie it in. And this sign is going to go on the front between the two exterior lights, basically right next to the parking spot. That's where we are planning to hang this sign. It's gonna be roughly 6 feet by 3 feet. And yeah, we'll see. I'll start cutting some angles, see how it looks.
Are you excited? Ready? But don't go in with your shoes. Whoa! Okay, sit right here and take your boots off. Wow! You love it? It's a tiny sticky, but I don't know if that means it's wet or...
I just see there's a little butterfly there. Fly on top. You see it flying. Fly on flying.
Okay, let's go up. Okay, so how do you go up? You're going to climb up this ladder. Okay. I got you, Woody. I gotcha. Ready? And then let's shut this.
No, I want Messi.
No. She can't go.
Puedes prender ahí la luz.
Wow! Can we look over the edge and smile?
¡Qué linda luz!
We have air conditioning. We had a technician come out and put that in, and it feels so good.
Okay.
And then Andres installed the windows and the doors.
Oh,
Yeah.
everything is broken. Why? Why, Mom? Oh, why do you need it?
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Look at you. Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, nice.
To open these boxes.
Mister, ¿me ayudas?
Whoa. I'll do one this way just in case.
Why did?
Yeah. So that just felt really comfy when I was.
Here's an update in the sauna. We have our block wall all around it to protect from fire. I also put a few 16 by 16 pavers on the floor. I'm probably gonna put a couple more right there. The rest of the floor here is gonna be gravel. My idea is to build a bench right here for 2 people. It's definitely a little tighter than I thought it would be, but unfortunately that needs quite a bit of room. As you can see, I left an air gap all around just to help with the heat transfer. I don't want it to fully transfer, and these blocks are not right next to the wood either. There's also a gap back there, and for good measure, and since I had it I threw a quarter-inch cement board or tile backer. Now I do have to protect this and this. I feel like this is not gonna get as much heat, so I may be okay to just put metal. So what I'm gonna do really, I'm probably gonna just fire it up, get it going really hot, and see how it feels. If I feel that there's a lot of heat going on, I may buy more blocks and extend that masonry wall. These were not that expensive. They were like 60 cents a piece. I took a little puzzle. And then this wall, I think I'll be okay with just putting metal. Then the chimney is gonna come up and turn outside. And so I'm also gonna have to use some metal around the chimney. I don't wanna have wood touching the chimney. And then right here I have my door. All I had to do with the door is flip it so that it would open this way instead. But really easy to do. You just take that little thing right here and you're able to turn it around. Not a whole lot of room in there. I think you can maybe fit 3 to 4 logs max. But I think that's the idea, that this thing is so efficient at bringing the air up and also warming up all these rocks. So I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited to try it out and see how hot it gets in here. It's definitely within the square footage. I just don't know how good of a job I did insulating the space. I'm a little worried that this is not gonna be very good, and a lot of the heat's gonna go out through here. And I also got a little quick timer, 15-minute timer. It's like a little sand one. Okay, septic line is finally done. I should have done this over a month ago, but I was procrastinating and never getting to it, and then the rain and the mud, but it's all done. Here's the line that comes from the house. That's the brand new line that goes to the shed. It has a really good slope on it, so I'm not concerned of ever getting stuck or anything, but if it does get stuck, I added a cleanout, which I didn't even have one before. Well, before I didn't even know where the septic line was or where the tank was. So now I know that the tank is over there, and I have my clean out right here. I'm throwing a bunch of caution tape. I always do that. Then I'm going to throw about 6 inches of dirt, and then I'm going to do another run of caution tape just in the future. If I'm digging and I'm trying to look for it, it'll make it a little bit easier. Ahí está. Muy bien. Ok. Gracias, mister. Quiero mucho que vean besito.
We are Andres and Chelsea. We uprooted our lives from Arizona to Eastern Tennessee.
We sold our long-term rentals and are putting everything on the line to start our dream glamping business.
Join us each week as our family navigates this big new adventure, and we share everything we learn so you can also build a successful glamping business.